Welcome friends. Today we are here for the introductory lecture of the thyroid hormone thyroid hormone part 1. Objective of today's lecture: basic introduction, functional anatomy and basic histology, and iodine metabolism. We'll start with the introduction. So thyroid gland is the one of the larger endocrine gland, weight approximately 15 to 20 gram plus or minus 5 gram, with rich blood supply, almost 5 times its weight per minute. So very high blood supply. Functional anatomy: thyroid gland is located in front side neck, anterior to the trachea. So you can see this is the trachea, this is the thyroid gland, right? This is larynx, this is hyoid bone. So hyoid bone, then larynx, and you can see the butterfly shape gland, that is thyroid gland. Grossly it has two lobe, right lobe and left lobe, joined by the isthmus. This area is known as isthmus, right? So right lobe, left lobe, isthmus. So basically it has two lobe. Single lobe contain many lobules, and one lobule contain many follicles, which are the spherical in shape. So follicular cell, you can see these are the follicular cell, and this yellow one is the colloid, contain the glycoprotein, that is thyroglobulin. So our thyroid hormone, whether T3 or T4, is stored in the colloid material as thyroglobulin. Now you can see this is the parafollicular cell. So this is a parafollicular cell. So these are the parafollicular cells. Another name is the parafollicular C cell, or sometimes it is named as C cell, which release the calcitonin, sometimes known as thyrocalcitonin. Now you can see here there are two type of cell, right? Follicular cell. So here this left one is the inactive, and here it is a active cell. So in inactive cell, the cell lining, these are the flat cells. Now in case of the active cell, so there is a change in the shape, definitely we can mark it, and that is the cuboidal cell. The another difference, there is a presence of resorption lacunae. So you can see this orange one, lacunae present in the colloid material, which is absent in the inactive cell, which help in the resorption of the colloid by the follicular cell when it is active. So this is now the secretion of the thyroid gland. We are knowing that thyroid gland secrete thyroid hormone T3 and T4. It also secrete the calcitonin or thyrocalcitonin, right? So don't get confused when you are asked secretion of thyroid gland. You have to mention both thyroid hormone as well as calcitonin. So secretion are the triiodothyronine T3, tetraiodothyronine, better known as thyroxine T4, reverse T3, but which is not functional significance in human. So we are not going to stress on the reverse T3 much. Another secretion, that is calcitonin. Now the basic function of thyroid gland, if you are asked, then you should write like the maintain the metabolism of the body, that stimulate mainly oxygen consumption in almost all the cell of the body, and second related to calcitonin, which is related with the calcium metabolism. Now the iodide metabolism, right? So daily intake of the iodine is around 500 microgram. Recommended dietary allowance RDA for the iodine is the 100 to 200 microgram. So we are taking iodine as iodide in the diet. So for the proper secretions of the thyroid gland, we should at least take 1 milligram of this iodine per week. So almost 50 milligram a year. Now the sources of this iodine, so mainly seafood, milk, vegetable. You can add one more iodized salt. Now the problem with this iodine is that 1/5 is absorbed and reached to the thyroid gland, only 1/5. Rest 4/5 will be excreted by the kidney. So nowadays government of India with collaboration of the WHO recommendation, they have started iodized salt, which is also source of the iodine. Now here salt is iodized with the 1 part of the sodium iodide to every 1 lakh part of the sodium chloride. So in this way this salt is iodized and known as iodized salt. So this is from the basic introduction of the thyroid metabolic hormone. So that's from today's lecture. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.